So what is the illusion out here? We have forgotten who we are. All of us have forgotten. And what are we thinking? I am Gujarati, Marwadi, Punjabi, Sindhi, Marathi, Bengali, Indian, American, Mexican. I am the soul. This knowledge has disappeared. And when we have forgotten who am I, where is the question of remembering who is mine? God is mine. You ask anybody, who are you? Swamiji, my name is Ramesh Sharma. Ramesh Sharma ji, this Ramesh name you got when you were a 3-year-old. What were you called before that? You know, my nickname, my parents used to call me, for the first 3 years, they would call me Pappu. So when you were Pappu, were you a different person? And when you became Ramesh, did you change? No, I'm still the same person who was Pappu. So obviously, you are neither the name Pappu nor the name Ramesh. Tell me, who are you? Swamiji, right now I am a systems analyst in AT&T and I am assigned to be promoted to Deputy General Manager. All right, so systems analyst is your introduction. When you get promoted, will you change? No, I will not change. Then you are neither the deputy manager nor the analyst. You are apart from these designations. Tell me, who are you? Swamiji, you should have guessed from the name Sharma, I am a Brahman. This Brahman is the designation of your body. Do you know in your last life you were a Kshatriya? In the life before you were a Vaishya, before that you were a Shudra. Your soul can sit in any body, how does that matter? Now if there's so many cars in the parking lot, somebody is sitting in a Toyota, you go and ask him, who are you? I'm a Toyota Camry. Now make him sit in the Honda, who are you? I'm a Honda. People will say, what kind of ignorance has overcome the citizens of Allen? You ask the driver for introduction and they introduce their car. So, same way we have forgotten the nature of the self. Well, Swamiji, I've read in books and heard in kathas that I am the soul. You have heard, is that your introduction? If somebody says, I've heard that I am Govind Mahajan. You say, you have heard you are Govind Mahajan, you have no experience of yourself. So we forgot ourselves and started thinking that we are the body. Even though we know that we will leave this body one day. You know, everybody says upon death, such and such person left the world for the heavenly abode or Golok Vas or whatever. Even in the communist countries, the same statement is given. Last night at 8 p.m., such and such great party leader, Comrade Brezhnev, left the world. And next morning at 10 a.m., thousands of people have lined up at Comrade Brezhnev's residence. You ask them, why have you come? They say, we have come to see Comrade Brezhnev. But did you not hear the news? He has left the world. How will you see him when he has left the world? The only way you can see him is that you also leave the world. Then you see him in the other world. No, he has left the world, but his body is there. We have come to see the body for Antim Darshan last time. That means Comrade Brezhnev was not the body. So you are also not the body. You are the eternal soul. We forgot that, and from there, a compounding mistake began. What is a compounding mistake? You start from here. 2 plus 2 is equal to 7. Start from here. Now all the computation that you do, the mistake will not only remain, it will start compounding. Similarly, if we decide, I am the body, now the whole mathematics changes. If I am the body, then my goal of happiness is how to give happiness to the body. Now we started chasing after bodily happiness. What should I eat so I'll get happiness? What should I hear so I'll get bliss? We started finding happiness in the objects of the senses of the body. And in this search, nobody got happiness. Has anybody here gotten happiness? Is anybody truly happy? Can anybody sincerely lift their hand and say, yes, Swamiji, I have found perfect bliss? Vedavyas says only 2 kinds of people are happy in this world. Yascha moodhatamo loke yascha buddhe parangata tavubhau sukhamedhete klishyatyantarito jana. One, that person is happy who has attained God and who is relishing the bliss of God. And second, that person is happy who is a madman. The madman is happy because he doesn't know that he's unhappy. Like, let's say your neighbor has drunk too much and has fallen in the gutter. So you say, Govind bhai, why are you lying in the gutter? Govind bhai says, I am lying in my bedroom. Where else am I lying? He has drunk, and that is why the gutter seems the bedroom to him. Similarly, Vedavyas says, Yascha moodhattamoloke yascha buddhe parangata. A God-realized saint can say, I am happy, and the madman can say, I am happy. Everybody else will have to admit, so far I have not got the happiness that I want. I will get it, but not so far. So we are all not happy, but yet we are running in the same direction. Right now I've got 1 million. If I can have 3, I will definitely be happy. Right now I've got an H1. If I can have a green card, then my happiness will know no bounds. So we are all running there. But do you know what? You know that you are not fully happy. You don't know that nobody is happy. If you came to know that the people ahead are also unhappy, then you would say there is no point running in this direction. It's an exercise in futility. But our illusion is that we think, I am not happy, the other guy must be happy. My wife, you know what, she's an avatar of Chandi. His wife, he must be happy. And if you came to know that no husband and no wife is happy, you don't believe it? I am telling you according to the scriptures. There was one man who used to always complain to God, oh God, you put all the miseries in my name. So God thought, let me open his eyes. God came at night in his dream and he said, take all your miseries and put them in a bag and come to the Radha Krishna temple, the cultural hall, I will meet you there. He woke up. He said, wow, what a vivid dream it was. There are dreams and then there are dreams. You see, sometimes the dream is so vivid, the dream of God. You say, was he speaking to me? He got that kind of dream. So when he woke up, he said, all right, let me follow. He picked up all his miseries and dumped them into a gunny bag, put the bag on his shoulder, and he came out of his house. It was 4:30 in the morning. It was dark. He found that his neighbors are also coming out all groggy-eyed with one bag. What? God gave my neighbors also the same dream? So they are also unhappy. I thought they are very happy. They've got such a big Cadillac and such a big, wonderful courtyard, etc. And they go for a holiday in their boat. And his bag is bigger than mine. I wonder what is in his bag. They all reached the temple. God started speaking from above. God said, look, I have driven nails into the walls. You can hang your bag from one nail and stand by the side of your misery bag. And survey all the others. Select any that catches your fancy. The lights will go off for 10 minutes. In those 10 minutes, you can do a switch. Whichever bag you have selected, you go and stand in front of it. When the lights come on, whoever is by the side of whichever bag can take it and go away. It will be a fair exchange. The lights went off. After 10 minutes, the lights came back again. It was found that each person was still standing by the side of their own bag. Everybody said, let's play it safe. At least I know what is in my bag. A little bit of knee problem and a little problem from the child and little financial constraint. The other's bag, who knows? Zika virus is spreading nowadays. H1N1 has not died. What if he's got H1N1 or etc.? What will I do? So everybody selected their own bag and they went out. And the illusion they had, I am not happy, the other guy must be happy, was dispelled. Nobody is happy. This is a realization that has to dawn. Until it dawns, you are chasing a mirage.